Hey, what is up guys, it's Brian Rehab 3000 here. Today I got some Resident Evil news that may or may not be giving us more of a timeline on a new Resident Evil game coming soon. So as you know, we are on the cusp of the new Resident Evil game, movie, show, or whatever content we are going to get very soon. We're very close. Now with this being said, the reality of a Resident Evil 9 reveal this year is becoming a little more challenging as new info from ex-user Aesthetic Gamer aka Dust Golem, who had this to say. Now again, all info here is solely just speculation and rumors. Nothing is ever confirmed unless confirmed by Capcom, of course. So I'm going to read you here a few things. So here's some educated speculation, but it is speculation on how I personally believe Resident Evil stuff is going to go down in the next couple of years. So Screen Gems / Constantin Films have a contract to retain the rights to the Resident Evil brand for filmmaking. They need to release a new Resident Evil film every 5 years, fiscal years. So the new Resident Evil film, directed by Zach Kreger, that starts filming pretty soon, basically needs to release before fiscal year 2026 is up, since Welcome to Raccoon City released in 2021. It's been heavily rumored, leaked this film is an adaptation of Resident Evil 0 with Rebecca and Billy starring in it. The Switch successor is also on the cusp of being revealed, likely released this year. I think it's highly likely that Capcom will strike a marketing deal with Nintendo on their big re-imaging of Resident Evil 0. It should make a good entry point to the franchise, the beginning of the story, and a big name AAA game to release in the Switch successor's launch year. I do think Resident Evil 0 will release on everything, either at once or eventually. However, I think there's not a better time to release Resident Evil 0 Remake than now. They get to tie it to the series' 30th anniversary as the beginning of the saga. Tie it with the live action film that needs to release and be a bigger new AAA release on the Switch successor and launch year. However, Resident Evil 9 is also on the horizon, and I think Capcom wants to release the game in 2026. This is fully up to Capcom, but I can see them possibly doing a 30-year anniversary celebration with Resident Evil 9 and Resident Evil 0. The beginning and ending of the saga for this era of Resident Evil, of course. A theme of beginnings and endings. Probably the live action Constantin film, and I wouldn't be surprised by a CG film tied to RE9 to come into it as well. And this functions as a sort of 30-year anniversary celebration to the series. Let's see how Capcom decides to play it though. So again, with all the leaks and rumors, we obviously know that Resident Evil 0 is clearly one of those games that's ready to finish in the cycle. Obviously the development for the game could be potentially on the very verge of finishing here. We also for sure know that Resident Evil 9 is also on the back burner as well for Capcom, but I do believe that we probably will see a remake first before we actually get to see Resident Evil 9. And for those fans who are, potentially waiting for the next game, which would be the 9th series in the Resident Evil, unfortunately may have to wait till 2026, and that's not a bad thing. Obviously we want a game that has more time of development than the previous titles, and that's a good thing. At the end of the day, us as gamers, we want the best for Resident Evil. We don't want anything that is below expectations, and I wouldn't mind seeing either Resident Evil or Resident Evil Code Veronica as one of the entries before seeing RE9, or like in the speculation said, bundle them together, kind of give you a 2-for-1 deal essentially, especially with Capcom's Resident Evil 30th anniversary coming up very soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I personally believe again that we'll see maybe Code Veronica or RE0 this year before we get to see RE9. But let me know how you guys feel in the comments. Peace.